Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2015, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month represents some important turns, important realizations, but also some very important progress, along with some amazing blessings that are heading your way. As you begin the month, your heart is still a little bit on your sleeve, okay? So you're coming off of this eclipse that had you making some smart choices where it came to matters of heart and matters of what you know to be true about you. So you're entering the month with this energy. And almost as soon as you enter the month, it's like the day needs your attention. The work that you're doing, what you're aiming for, what you believe is worth pursuing. All of that is being heightened in the early part of the month. And it seems to be that there's this mix happening, okay? On the one hand, I'm seeing energy that suggests confusion. So part of this has to do with Mars standing across the sky from Neptune, Mars meeting Jupiter in the sky as well. So these tend to represent sort of a lofty ideal, but feeling a little bit confused. What is it that you're meant to do now? Maybe feeling a little bit of a sense of being let down even. However, simultaneously, there is a supremely harmonious, very rare occurrence taking place that actually starts taking place this year and this month. And this is something that I've been looking forward to for years. And I know some friends and fans have been asking about it as well. And that is a supremely harmonious conversation that is set to take place between Jupiter and Pluto. So I'll really delve into that symbolism a lot more in the weekly horoscopes as we go along. However, for your monthly horoscope, I want to say that this is highlighting for you matters having to do with work, matters having to do with promotion, with progress, with really feeling like life is working with you so that you can gain power and gain purpose as well. So if you are pursuing something that's just a day job, okay, that's when things are going to start to feel less than ideal. That's when I actually see you feeling like, how much longer am I going to be doing this? That kind of disappointment. But there's another energy that is saying, raise your sense of purpose, raise your ideals, raise what you think is possible for you, and be more willing to make the changes necessary to go for not only work that is more rewarding, but also to align what you are doing with a sense of a higher purpose, with a sense of legacy even as well. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that your job needs to change, okay? Because there are people out there, and I know because I was raised by a mom. My mom worked at Walmart for like a lot of years, over 15 years, and she found meaning in that. She found purpose in that. She had her friends there at work, but also she knew that by doing that, she was able to provide for us, provide for her children, and that gave her a higher sense of meaning. So it's not necessarily that the job needs to change unless you want it to change, unless you are ready for it to change. Because if it really is the job itself that is disconnecting you from a feeling of purpose, you will know it. It will be undeniable based on the interactions you're having with the people around you. It is going to start to become really frustrating. However, if it isn't so much about the job, right? If you feel comfortable in what you're doing, you're feeling good about what you're doing, then it becomes a lot more about reconnecting to a sense of purpose with what it is that you're doing. All of this together does speak to tangible progress being made. So for some people, yes, you will experience the early part of the month largely having to do with matters of job, matters of career, matters of dealing with bosses, getting mixed messages from bosses, things like that. However, you will navigate those waters well, and you will start to understand what really needs to happen if meaningful and wealth-building change is truly going to speak to your life. So this is happening in the first part of the month. And remember, the best part of this is actually part of an ongoing conversation that will be with you throughout this year and throughout the first half of next year as well. So it'll be an area that is continuing to develop despite a moment of uncertainty, a moment where you feel like things are moving really fast, fluctuating in ways that you might not be comfortable with. You are moving in a very positive and powerful direction, a direction in which ultimately will lead you in the larger picture a year from now, lead you to be more prosperous. And I actually think that you are going to glimpse that by the time the month is over. And that is because late in the month, we are going to have a full moon happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with finances, with the money that you're making, the income that you are generating. Now, this particular full moon is speaking in harmony with Neptune. And if you are going to be really generous, right? Why not? But if you're going to be really generous, then you could say the full moon is also speaking in supreme harmony with Jupiter and with Pluto as well. And all of that adds up to fortunate occurrences where it comes to the money that you're making. What I actually think that this is going to be is there may be a hope for a raise, or you're going to start to see how you could be making your money in a way that feels more ideal, that feels more right to you. Making your money in a way that actually supports the larger goals for your life, supports the work that you're doing and that you find truly rewarding as well. So there's a connection happening at that time between the insights and the convictions that are being born in the first half of the month with how are you going to now take that and turn it into financial prosperity for yourself. So we have that as a larger theme taking place this month, but smack dab in the middle of the month, it's like all of a sudden, boom, your energy needs to shift. And all of a sudden, whoa, you've got to go focus in a whole other direction. And this other direction will have to do with one other key person. Now, there is a romantic connotation to this, and I'll talk about this in the love-focused horoscope, of course. However, where it comes to this particular conversation taking place, it is a new moon happening in your opposite sign. And this new moon is speaking with, standing across from Uranus in the sky as well. And what this says to me is that you are about to get a surprise. And for some of you, it'll be a shock, but something about someone that you're partnered with has not been previously clear to you. And so this is going to be that moment where you'll be like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't realize that. And again, this could be a business partnership. It might be a romantic partnership, and of course we'll talk about that more in the Love Focused video for this month. But in a business partnership, in the realm of the business partnership, you do want to remember that the surprises that do come along, this is a new moon after all, right? Will bring with it a fresh new beginning, a fresh insight, fresh seeds to plant as well. And some of these seeds might actually be really, really great for you as well. It might seem like a partner is doing things that's really changing circumstances dramatically. However, if you roll with it, you will find that it actually leads you towards a greater adventure, towards a greater sense of self also, and towards a clearer understanding of why it is these different people are in your life and how it is that every person in your life is ultimately meant to make you better in some key way. What I love about this month for you is that focus on doing something, living your life in a way that feels truly rewarding to you, making the most of the day, but also a series of lucky moments can find you making some powerful alignments between what you're doing now and what it is that you're hoping to create. And what that hope is maybe evolving into something much better and much more honest than it was before.